We have decided to go to Moija. We have decided to go to Moija. No turning back, no turning back. No turning back, no turning back. We have decided to go to Moija. Oh, we have decided to be on our.
As you can see, this is a mark. This is the uniform.
No turning back, no turning back. We have decided to go to Moija. We have decided to go to Moija. We have decided to go to Moija. No turning back, no turning back. No.
These are them very happy on the street marching, celebrating the day, 1st October.
Greetings to the people of the Southern Cameroons, my fellow brave warriors of our revolution. Accept revolutionary greetings from me, Comrade John Ba Akuro, on this day. Today is it's Wednesday, 13th of October, and the year is 2021. My people, I'm delighted again to be here this day. Today, we are going to examine a lot of very pertinent and important issues. Pertinent, important. I know you're wondering, but pertinent, important? Yeah, the emphasis is so we know that as a people, there are certain things that we need to know regarding our movement, regarding our march towards freedom. My people, every other day we shall unearth the truth. Some salient and very important truths. Some of those things that need to make us know how to continue defining and redefining our strategy. Even as I begin to get fully into this broadcast, wherever you are, say a word of prayer for the voices in the bushes. You understand what I mean? For the voices in the bushes. Say a word of prayer for our brother No Pity and all those who are with him, who right now are facing the harassment from, Mr. Paul Biya scouts across the board. Say a word of prayer for all of them, wherever they may be, bro RK, bro Commando, to those in Fako, in short, all over the territory of the Southern Cameroons. Say a word of prayer for them. Okay? This is very important. We should put them all in our prayers. Put all the people, especially of the civil society, in prayers, who often are caught up in the crossfire. Say a word of prayer for them. Because our people of the civil society become like the grass that suffers when the elephants are fighting. Some of them end up being destroyed, shattered for no good reason, for doing nothing, for just being themselves. Say a word of prayer for them. My people, wherever you are, continue by all means to support all our people who are in ground zero, in ground one, ground two, those who are in the dungeons of La République du Cameroun, both on our territory and in La République du Cameroun, in the foreign land La République du Cameroun. Continue to support them in one way or the other. This is how, my dear people, we are going to win. We need solidarity. We need a lot of self-support. And we need to continue to build our morale to be stronger and stronger. Listen, my people. La République du Cameroun and its agents within our midst will do everything to break our morale. They will up their propaganda. They will continue to even impersonate some of our people. Listen, we have to be vigilant with what we share. When you see any post circulating in the various fora, be on WhatsApp, be on Facebook, be on Instagram, on whatever social media platform you are dealing on, which is bringing controversy within this movement, before you share it, if you think it's from one of us, just a call from someone who knows someone who will know him or her. That verification will help. It will clear a lot of things. My people of the Southern Cameroons, get set and, settle down properly as we begin this other beautiful moment of broadcast. And like I said, our signature program begins Saturday, and don't miss that rendezvous. I'll give you details of exactly when it begins by the close of this broadcast. And so, let's move on. Within the framework of this program, you are going to hear again from the same U.S. diplomat whom yesterday said a separate state of Southern Cameroons was unrealistic. I said before that times change and people's perceptions of things change. Within the framework of this broadcast, I'll give you a good analysis of the result of yet another survey that I talked about, which was this time commissioned from the ground, from Victoria. And the results are out. We will hear what those results tell Ufe Chinje and the chief slave or the chief enabler, Dr. John Gute. So, let's go. We begin with the Post newspaper today to see what they are saying about the continuous attempt of La République du Cameroun to victimize even babies who are less than 5 years old. They have affected and destroyed babies still in the womb. We saw it in Gabo with pregnant women. Today, they are on another pregnant woman whom they have captured and dumped, first of all, at the Gendarmerie Legion in Boya for 1 whole week for no crime committed. And after that 1 whole week, they moved her and dumped her right now at the Boya Central Prison. Who picked her up? Moija, the court jester. Moija, as you see on this picture. I'm going to show you exactly how it happened. This Moija picks her up with her children, wielding his sticks in the face of these little children, traumatizing them to the marrows. This is a serious human right violation of the rights of these children. This goes in line with what we have said a long time ago, that is genocide ongoing in the Southern Cameroons. And some people thought it was a joke. So Moija picks up this woman. Her name, I gather, is Conso Antoinette Gola. If you just hear this name, even Conso Antoinette Gola, you begin understanding that she is likely not even from the Southern Cameroons. And then, simply because she is based in Boya and appears to have had an affair with no pity. Appears to have had in the past tense an affair with no pity. And she's today married to a gentleman called Clovis Sima. And I don't know if no pity is called Clovis or is called Sima. At least those are not his names. But she's married to this gentleman. So this woman is picked up at her Sandpit residence since the 2nd of October by Moija, taken to the Gendarmerie Legion. And they pick her up with her children, detain them for 1 whole week. After which this woman, who is reported to be 8 months pregnant, you can see her standing there. When you look at her, you understand she is pregnant. When I show the video, you will see. And he picks this woman, they take her there. What is her fault? What crime has she committed? Nothing, just that she had an affair with no pity before. Listen, my people. I bring this up. I talk about it because it's important for us to see exactly what is being prepared. I've heard and I've sent out my opinion to discourage that the voices in the bushes are saying, if relatives of those who have decided to say no to the evil activities of Mr. Paul Biya Scouts on our territory continue to face this kind of music, they are likely to turn on to relatives of all those who are working with Paul Biya Scouts and on our territory. How would this look like? The civilian population is supposed to stay clear of this. Criminal responsibility is not shared. At least this is common knowledge all over the world. Criminal responsibility is not shared. What Moija is doing is extremely criminal. But it doesn't end there. For anyone who ever thought that he was doing this of his own volition or just acting movie, you can see for yourself that all the terror that Moija has been unleashing on the people of the southern Cameroons is cautioned by the government of La République du Cameroun. If you're doubting, just watch this very short footage.
Oh, no pity life. They have woman picking at Inshallah. I know all them. I don't take them. Show your face. Show your face. Oh, that was what have you do? Oh, no pity life. They have woman picking at
Did you see how he was brutalizing this pregnant woman? Did you see for yourselves how he was brutalizing this pregnant woman and her kids? These are infants. And rather than have condemnation, he's appreciated by the government of La République du Cameroun, which goes along with him, takes this woman, detains her at the Gendarmerie Legion in Boya for 1 week, and then moves her from there to the Boya Central Prison. The post saying she is coerced to sign a statement prepared for her in the French language. This is again the violation of her rights. The Legion commander recommends 6 months detention, that she's sent to the prison to be there for 6 months while they go ahead to look for charges, to trump up charges to pin on her. And then this woman is battered and is in very bad shape. That's what the post says. And the family is even prevented from seeing her for committing what offense? What offense? Okay. And so he said her doctor fears that she may be forced into labor. And I said a C-section is the only way to save this mother and her baby. So while all this is happening, my people, someone went to Boya not long ago. That one is called John Gute. This John Gute went to Boya and said he was coming with a peace plan, as you can see here, depicted so clearly by my brother Dondinga. Dondinga, thank you. You're doing an incredible job depicting these things. Look at, just as he got to Bamenda with this same thing, and see under him, he pretends to hold a peace plant while he's actually coming with fire, while he's coming with malice, while he's coming with more torture on our people. We saw John Gute in a video congratulating Moija for doing all the wrong things he's doing on our people. John Gute, the ICC is watching. John Gute, the world is seeing. John Gute gave Moija a tap on the back and told him he was doing an excellent job. We all watched that on motion television, on motion pictures. This same John Gute got to Bamenda. And while he was in Bamenda, claiming that he was coming to talk peace, you know what was happening while he was there? Just take a watch at this other one.
In our houses in Kikaikome, we thank the head of state. Now, thank you so the bone houses with the humans we come on here on the camp Bamenda, so you don't come here gone pass yet. You start the bone houses. You don't come start now, okay? Come see him. And I see now the solution that oh na bonam fine. Whether with the house with an house, Simo na give you houses. In our houses in Kikaikome, we thank the head of state. Now thank you so the bone houses with the.
We can see for ourselves. That is what John Gute brought in. While John Gute was busy claiming that he had come to talk peace, this is what was happening. This is what was happening. The same thing he did in Boya. Went to Boya, claimed he was talking peace, but turned around to congratulate Moija, the court jester. And that's why Moija is continuing with such excesses, because he has the backing of John Gute, who calls himself head of government, who calls himself a traditional ruler in the southern Cameroons, because he knows that John Gute will give him a pat on the back for doing that. This is the height of desperation. The height of desperation. But again, I want to give something to John Gute's credit. That surely what was happening there in Bui, he might not have been aware. And this is why he might not have been aware. Just watch this.
The head of government held separate consultations with delegations from Bui, Ngokitunja, Menchum, Mezam, Momo, and Donga Mantung divisions. He had earlier received the delegation from Bui Division Wednesday evening.
We listed some points on what we can do together with the government for peace to return, for normalcy to return to our division.
And we came with very solid points to see to it that normalcy returns to Ngoketunja and peace returns there, as well as to the rest of Cameroon.
I was interested in finding out how Bui became the epicenter of the crisis. And he impressed on us the importance of making sure that peace reigns again in Bui.
The PM was very positive, and he said something that was very interesting, that we share a lot in common with his own Jan as a border division, the challenges, the cuts, and he said he's taking on board and that Donga Mantung deserves for their problems to be looked to, knowing what they have gone through.
We're all asked to take an engagement, to go down into the, to talk to these children, to bring them out. That we shouldn't fear to talk to the children, because at times talking might probably give wrong signals, but we're asked to talk to the children and bring them out of the bushes.
One of the things that were agreed on was the presidential plan for reconstruction. People in Menchum want to see it physical. Now in Menchum, the SDO said it, the governor is aware, we ourselves we are aware that we have 75–80% of peace.
We asked the Prime Minister they should do everything to see into it that our borders are well open, because we have a porous border.
By successfully exchanging with delegations from the 7 divisions of the Northwest, Prime Minister Joseph John Gute.
You heard the last speaker. He says he told the PM to make sure that the borders are well open because they are porous. Make sure the borders are well open because they are porous. Oh my goodness. My people, I'm laughing where I ought to be crying. Because it's amazing. All those people you saw talking there, those are IDPs based in Yaoundé and Douala. What do I even say, Douala? They are all in Yaoundé. These are IDPs, all based in Yaoundé and Douala. No, I remove Douala, please, because all those people I saw speaking there are in Yaoundé. All of them, including Walang, the last one that spoke, who is an MP, who is supposed to be in his constituency, in whom he is also in Yaoundé. They are all IDPs. None of them can go to those various local government areas or counties that they came to represent. They are all based in Yaoundé with John Gute. Did John Gute need to travel from Yaoundé along with them in his delegation to come and receive them to talk to him about the various counties in Bamenda? Was this necessary? I mean, he had to leave Yaoundé, travel with these people, escorted by Mr. Paul Biya scouts all the way, heavily guarded in Ayaba Hotel with him. They moved together in the same convoy, guarded by the same people, came and camped in the same place together, and then he starts receiving them one after the other and says he came to Bamenda to dialogue with the local people. But he comes with IDPs. These are the same people who sat at their so-called Grand National Monologue, or they call it dialogue, but it was a monologue. So this is an extension, doing the same thing over and over and expecting results. These are people who have been rejected soundly. I mean, these IDPs, these jesters, they have been rejected soundly by the people of the southern Cameroons. That is why they cannot even live in their midst. That is why they cannot go visit their constituencies. That's why they cannot go visit and sit and share with the people they claim to represent. That is why Diongute Wali Bamenda did not know that while he was there, Mr. Paul Biya scouts were carrying out arson in Bui. Because the person talking to him on behalf of Bui came along with him from Yaoundé. It's an IDP in Yaoundé. That's exactly what happened. Oh, IDP, no. They're on exile in Yaoundé. Yeah, because while they're in La République du Cameroun, they're not even internally displaced. They're on exile in Yaoundé. Those are refugees. He travels along with refugees from Yaoundé in his delegation, comes and sits in Bamenda, heavily guarded, and asks them to tell him what they think he should do to bring peace in an area they don't even know what is happening at. That is the textbook definition of madness. Like, seriously, that's a textbook definition of madness. That is why John is cut off from the reality. These people are cut off from the reality completely. They don't understand what is happening. That is why they are confused. That is why they'll keep singing the same thing over and over and over, day in, day out. And they're expecting that something will change. My people, that is why they come out and make frivolous declarations that the very next day are rendered null and void, and they become stupid. Just look at this. Ufi Chinjemelo told us on CRTV cameras that her Prime Minister, John Gute, elected by nobody in Southern Cameroons, he's never stood an election, he has never been elected for any office. So he doesn't have any mandate from anywhere to talk on behalf of the people. But she claimed that he already made a sacrosanct truth, or said sacrosanct truth, said a clear statement that the people of his so-called Southwest that he claims to represent will never, never want to find themselves in any kind of arrangement with the people of the Northwest. And she went ahead to say, if you carry out a referendum in the Southwest, she's not sure up to 5% of the people will vote to have anything to do with the people of the Northwest or to belong to Southern Cameroons or to be part of Ambazonia. But this is the result of a survey announced, conducted by the Civil Initiatives for Development Integrity, CIDI, and this CIDI maintains a third-party and UN kind of credibility because they enjoy consultative status. The head of that organization is Victor Epiengome, whom himself hails from the southern zone of Ambazonia. I will maintain this result on the screen as I talk about it so you take a look. Look at this. The result is released today, the Botalimbe Fako, October 13, 2021. So it says 68% of the respondents of this survey, that's 7 out of 10 of those polled, want independence, total independence, and nothing to do at all with La République du Cameroun. Ufe Chinje, are you still there? Did you hear this? This is the third survey in a row. The third. The first was by Christian Cardinal Toumi, conducted from the ground, on ground zero. It came out with 69%. The second was conducted by the CDN, and that was run by a professional institution, SurveyMonkey, based in New York. The result was over 80%. This is conducted by CIDI on the ground again. It produced the same result as with Christian Cardinal Toumi. Listen, this is telling a critical story, a very critical story. And I want to do a little breakdown, if you permit. Little breakdown, and don't move because we have very important things ahead. The most important things are right ahead. Don't move. If you're feeling weak and tired, drink something. I'm with my water still. On account of some of the things that I hear when I'm done, I definitely will go for some spirit. I try it once in a while. So, you see, 73.8% of respondents polled by the CIDI indicate very clearly, I mean absolutely clearly, that Ambazonia is not a pipe dream. Because if you look at it, on question, I think that is question number, which of the two former colonies? No. Let's talk about Ambazonia. God, that's question number 7. What does the word Ambazonia represent for you? 4.3% said an unachievable pipe dream. 1.6% said just a handful of misled people making trouble. 94.1% said a genuine manifestation of the aspirations of Southern Cameroonians. Now listen. I picked just that one, just so we understand something. The people might have been confused on the other questions, getting a bit, not knowing exactly what was said because the terms used might have been confusing. But on the specific term as to what does Ambazonia represent to you, this is where the survey is. On question number 7, 94.1% say a genuine manifestation of the aspirations of Southern Cameroonians. My people, I said this before. From Tumi, we have 69% saying absolute independence, untainted. With the CDN, over 80%, absolute independence, untainted. And I had predicted that the next survey will render more than 90%. And here we are. Because don't bother yourself about the fact that they say 68.5% poll said independence had nothing to do with La République du Cameroon. The other options confused them and they might have felt they were saying the same thing. But where the real result of this survey lie, look again. Question number 7. Because this is where La République du Cameroon has always said that Ambazonia is a pipe dream, is an imaginary or is whatsoever. The people, 94%, say a genuine manifestation of the aspirations of Southern Cameroonians. Who talks Ambazonia talks independence. Who talks Ambazonia talks having nothing, absolutely nothing, completely nothing to do with La République du Cameroon. And so there is so much more in this survey that we can talk about. Because when you look at yet another portion of this survey, this is another very revealing and important question where they say, what do you see as the key or remote cause of the present crisis? Of course, 73.9% say it is because the UN ignored the third option for Southern Cameroons. It is because of French interests in controlling the resources of the Southern Cameroons. And it is because of Yaoundé's insensitivity to the crisis of Southern Cameroonians. They bunch all of this together. This should be an opportunity for those naysayers who think our people are not educated enough on what they are fighting for to understand that our people know what is happening. They know why they are fighting. They know where they are heading to. And they understand it may be difficult to get there, but they are determined to get there. That is why our people are very resilient. And now talking about mediation, for those who think that they can be playing or talking about peace, you look at question number 11. Who can credibly mediate the needed dialogue to resolve this crisis? There were options. The UN alone, 18% said no. Other third party with UN oversight, 73.8% say yes. The Cameroon government with UN oversight, 4.3% said yes. So when you look at this, my people, the people of the southern Cameroons are not fooled. They are aware that the UN created this problem. But we can't tell the UN alone, come and stand it. No. We want a credible third party to mediate, but this credible third party must have UN oversight. Should be mandated by the United Nations. Must have UN oversight. Because we are weary of having some, body come in and try to, play games, because we are already seeing what is happening. And so our people on the ground are educated enough to understand this. That is why they are very resilient. And I think the result of this survey, again, speaks to the, to the misguided statements by both Ufe Chinje and Asheri Kilo, who said Ambazonia is a pipe dream that will never be realized, that Southern Cameroons will never come to pass. Oh no, stop. And said, the other one said the Prime Minister has already spoken. Who is the Prime Minister? What does that Prime Minister represent in the body politic of Cameroon? Is he anything? Is he listened to even by anybody? I mean, even by those who appointed him? Let's hear from Albert Zongang what they think of that Prime Minister.
Si on revient donc sur le gouvernement, le Premier ministre, selon vous, il doit continuer à pouvoir gérer cette équipe gouvernementale?
Est-ce que le Premier ministre gère l'équipe gouvernementale ou pas de quoi? Le Premier ministre est là pour remplir l'organigramme. Il gère quelle équipe gouvernementale? Il connaît qu'on nomme un ministre comment? Il peut proposer la nomination de quelqu'un? Je préfère même le président de l'Assemblée nationale, il gère même un budget. Ah, non, c'est le secrétaire général qui gère, mais au moins il y a un budget à l'Assemblée. Non, laissez-moi tout ça. C'est l'ensemble des choses que je dis qu'il faut corriger. On dit, le président nomme le gouvernement sur proposition du Premier ministre. Et on nomme même les ministres avant de nommer le Premier ministre. Mais vraiment, il ne faut pas nous prendre pour des cons. Il n'y a pas de Premier ministre au Cameroun. Il y a un monsieur qu'on a mis quelque part et on lui dit que si on appelle les ministres, tu arrives le premier, c'est tout.
Donc pour vous, c'est un poste inutile, comme dit M. Barafa.
C'est un poste inutile. Inutile.
On peut le sacrifier.
Le sacrifier qu'il existait, on peut l'oublier, comme on l'oublie souvent.
Alors, ça peut...
This is clear. I'm not the one saying it. It's actually the people of La République du Cameroon who appoint him. And they tell him he's head of government. They're the ones telling you that Prime Minister is worthless. Worthless. So Ufe Chinje, if he means nothing, even to the people who appoint him, should he therefore mean nothing to people who never elected him, who never asked him to represent them anywhere or for whatsoever reason? Well, let's leave that local league and move on to the international scene. When the former Undersecretary for African Affairs at the Bureau for African Affairs at the UN State Department, Tibor Nagy, tweeted that it was time for the government of La République to come to its senses, because we all know how the ongoing conflict between La République du Cameroon and the Southern Cameroons will end. He said it will end up either in a genuine federation or in a breakaway state. And I said breakaway state. La République, as usual, of course, they went ahead to instrumentalize their news organs. And of course, they got quickly to Amugu Belinga, who runs the Radio Mille Collines, Radio Television Mille Collines, Vision Catch, and all of those things of La République du Cameroun. This newspaper Anecdote is one of the news outlets in his group of publications or in his media house. Anecdote. That's what they say, Tibor Nagy, le prophète du chaos. And you know, with this insult, Honorable Tibor Nagy doesn't let it go. He doesn't let people like those ones talk trash and move on. He responded. And he says, alas, prophets have never been popular. But the truth is the truth. History is the great scorekeeper. But that also depends on who writes it. Now look at this very clearly. Prophets have never been popular. But the truth is the truth. Absolutely. That is why among the CPDM refugees, okay, that's how I call them. Those ones who say they are of Southern Cameroon's extractions, they are refugees in La République du Cameroon. What we say, what we tell them, what our people are telling them is not popular among them because it is the truth. That is why they are frustrated and gutted and so disturbed because it is the truth. Yeah. So when Denzel, Denzel Washington, when he says you'll never be criticized by someone who is doing more than you, you'll always be criticized by someone doing less. Just remember that. So when he says this, it is this thought fits in this context properly. Because we, those of us, stomping for the freedom of the Southern Cameroons, we're on the right side of history. That's why our people are with us. We are telling them what is right, what is just. We are telling them that what you have to do now is stand up for your right. And that is the only thing that they need to do now. And because it's the right thing to do, they hear us. And that is why you hear this, but they will call us names. Ambazonia is a pipe dream. It's by some rascal somewhere sitting and just creating talks, just making gibberish. My people, they even tell you that they have all been vomited on the international scene. But these are the same people that they were counting on, who are today telling them that we know exactly how this conflict will end. Listen, Honorable Tibor Nagy is not done with them. Today, this 13th of October, he comes back to the charge and reminds France, he had done that before, and reminds France of their footpath in history. Honorable Tibor Nagy says, France has been a strong supporter of Francophone rights for Quebec in Canada. He reminds us that President de Gaulle, Charles de Gaulle, who is considered by the French as, their almighty, even declared, Vive le Québec libre, free and independent Quebec, that long live a free and independent Quebec. How about equal support for Anglophone rights in Cameroon? What's the difference in human terms? My people, I like people like Professors Elvis Ngole, like the Chinges. I like all of them, to take a look at this statement. They all know the history of Quebec. They all know how much France intervened and requests all of the time that the people of Quebec should be consulted without bloodshed, without being tortured. That the people of Quebec should be consulted and their opinion should be sought whether they want to be independent or continue to stay as a state in the Federation of Canada. With all the rights, every right, and on at least 3 occasions, the people of Quebec have gone to the polls in a referendum, voted freely and fairly to determine whether they want to remain within Canada or be a separate state. And France pushed as hard as possible for the people to vote to be a standalone country. But when it comes to the situation in the Southern Cameroons, the same France tells Cameroon to say it's one and indivisible. The same France tells La République du Cameroon practice scorched earth policy, burn the people in their houses, raise their villages, destroy their economy, kill all the youth. That is what France says to La République du Cameroon. If you're doubting, look, it doesn't date today. You look at this paper, this is Cameroon Post. It was published on August 23, 1993. August 23, 1993. And the title is The Federation Issue. It's to tell you for how long our people had actually pleaded with this system of La République du Cameroon We can still live with you. We can still accommodate you. But let's each stay separately, although within the same roof. So let's share the parlor and everybody have their room. Let's share the living room. Everybody have their bedroom. And we'll only come and meet in the living room for common issues. But Mitterrand instructed Biya to reject two-state federation and then suggests army intervention to crush Anglophone resistance. This is 1993. This is August 23, 1993, that this paper is published. I'm not making it up, my people. So what is interesting and important here is that the rest of the world, and I'm glad especially it is the United States of America, recognizes the source of our wars, that France is the #1 enemy of the people of the Southern Cameroons, that France is the root cause right now of all the wars we are having in that country because of the evil arrangement they had with the British. So France has the upper hand to make sure we are tortured, we are subjugated, because according to France, the people of the Southern Cameroons are animals, not humans. According to France, the people of the Southern Cameroons are game that can be preyed upon. We are not humans like the people of Quebec in Canada. No, I'm not the one saying it. Honorable Thibonagi raises it here very clearly, that the people of the Southern Cameroons are subhumans. And so France believes that we should be transformed into game. That is why France will sponsor and support a scorched earth policy on the people of the Southern Cameroons, while at the same time asking for Canada to respect the rights of the people of Quebec, to even allow the people of Quebec to determine freely whether they want to continue belonging to Canada as a country or they want to be on their own. My people, this is the clear definition of double standards. We're having some technical issues here. This is a clear definition of double standards. And so it is important for us to remind France that this situation will not last. To remind France that the people of the Southern Cameroons will continue to rise to the occasion to defend themselves. That the people of the Southern Cameroons will continue to rise to the occasion to stand for what they believe in. We have had it more than enough. And therefore, now that the world is beginning to come to terms with the fact that we have sung over the years that France is the main sponsor of the ongoing genocide in the Southern Cameroons, I think that the global community can begin to address the situation right at this point in time. I think that the global community can begin to think in the right direction and to say to France, enough is enough. Calling them out is good, but just calling France out and staying there will not be enough. Listen, this situation has been brewing for a long time, but it has taken time for us to get to where we are today. And if we are where we are today, it is because of the resilience that our people on ground zero have shown. It is because of the determination that our civilians have shown Monday after Monday respecting ghost towns. Year in, year out, celebrating October 1. Momentarily coming out like on September 22 in millions in the streets to tell the world we are tired of this. Participating in countless surveys and returning very strong figures to tell the world we are tired of this fake union. We are tired of being subjected to animal treatment by the people of La République du Cameroun. My people, there comes a time when you say enough is enough. This is our time to say it. And that is why we must say it and do everything that demonstrates that we will stand by what we say until we attain our objective. It is because of the actions we have put on in the last 5 years consistently that the world is coming to terms with the fact that there are certain things we did not see. More of this on our special slot on Saturday. This program will be broadcast at 8 p.m. Amber time, and it will be broadcast at this time every Saturday. My dear people, it was a huge pleasure being here again this day for us to share these beautiful moments. I look forward to exchanging with you all again on Saturday. Until then, have a nice time, and to God and Him alone, again, be all the glory. Thank you.